8, 12, 9. Hey, welcome to the JaySquared Podcast. I'm Jesoma.
I'm J-Rock.
And we are back, baby. How's
Okay.
your week? Actually, how's your trip? How's everything? I'm excited. I'm gonna move this.
You're gonna move it closer to you?
Yeah.
So you can hit it?
Yeah.
Nice. Everything's great. I love being back home.
Aw.
It's been relaxing.
Aw.
And I think we got lucky that we're both here.
Yeah. So if you guys aren't up to date, I live in Georgia. You live in New York. And we haven't been back like in person in about I think a year.
No.
Yeah, a year. When we were in Atlanta.
No. I saw you like Christmas time.
I mean like to do a podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
so
If
we
you
haven't
don't
done
count
that
Zoom.
in a year. So it's been a while. And I missed you, man.
Yeah, I missed you too.
I knew you were gonna hit it. I
I
knew you were
knew.
gonna hit it.
Way too fucking early. Whatever.
So how was your trip? Like, so everything's been good. Have you had any hiccups along the way? Because there's been a lot of like canceling flights and shit like that.
No, I've actually been, for once in my life, I was lucky that nothing got canceled. So that was good. Yeah, it got delayed by like 10 minutes, but I couldn't really tell because I was already on the plane.
Got it.
So it was fine. But I know some people who have been delayed for like 8 hours and shit like that.
Yeah, people have been fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people like just not like have to sleep at the airport and they like put out like a folding chair or some shit.
Yeah, no. It's rough out there because it's like, is it the weather or is it the smoke?
I heard.
The smoke has been terrible. I'm not even gonna lie.
I heard that it's apparently like it's a conspiracy. Like
Here
Here
we go.
Hey, bright and early, baby. That like there's like a Russian person that's being transported over here and he's wanted to do like dead and shit like that. So they banned like all the flights at that time that he was being transported. So, you know, there wouldn't be attack or a terrorist attack on that person or an attack on that
That's
person.
actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, because it's weird. The weather wasn't like crazy bad.
No, but that's what happened to my friend yesterday.
Yeah.
Her flight got canceled because of electrical issues.
Mm-hmm.
And then like canceled in general.
It's weird. It's a little bit too much of a coinka-dinky-dink.
Yep. Not even gonna lie, it's a good conspiracy theory.
And I'm glad that you asked me about my week. I mean,
Sure.
you're good about that.
How's your week going?
So, it's been a little bit rough. So I'm have to see my therapist. I am happy to be in Miami, but if you guys don't know, I broke my patella, and so
oh God, I hate you so
I'm only here
much.
for surgery, which means that I can't really enjoy stuff.
I mean, okay.
I can
Sure.
enjoy being around my friends and stuff like that, but I'm only here to have surgery, rehab, all that fun stuff, and then I'm going back. So it's been a struggle, and then other external stuff. I just need to go to therapy and talk it out. But you know, other than that, it's been great to see my friends, to see you, enjoy myself, and now I have an outlet. So
yeah. Oh, just so you know, he's copying me because I already had knee surgery.
Hey, listen. Way to just throw your thing into my thing.
Of
like,
course. It's the way you mansplain things to me. This is payback.
Wow. Way to hold a grudge.
Of
you know
course.
who needs to really go back to therapy?
I am
You.
in therapy.
I'm sick of this. All right, so
Let's move on. Let's start.
let's start the show.
Yeah. Make sure you talk into the microphone.
Don't yell at me.
Okay.
Okay, so sports and entertainment. Tell me
Okay.
about this because I see a lot of trades going on and it looks like the NBA is going crazy.
Yeah, apparently. We'll see how crazier it gets. We could talk about some key ones.
Okay.
So the first one is Bradley Beal to the Suns.
I hate everything that's going on with the Suns.
Yeah.
Or that has been going on with the Suns for the past few seasons.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like they're trying to just make something happen, but they're not trying to build anything. And it's a little bit like it's weird.
They sold their whole bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the dumbest thing.
Yep.
Like people aren't taking notes out of one of the most successful teams out of the past decade, which is the Warriors. Take notes. They build from their bench so that way they have depth.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody not gets injured, but if somebody just has to take some time out, they give all of their players playing time throughout the season. That way you develop stars along the way. But it looks like A lot of teams are not trying to do that. They're trying to rack up enough money to buy superstars.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Yeah, and also, like, the crazy part with the Suns right now is that they're only doing this for KD.
Yeah.
And it's already proven that wherever KD goes, it's not going to work. The only reason it worked with the Warriors, this is like a bold statement, whatever, but the only reason it worked with the Warriors is because they've already done it without him. All the places that he's gone to, they haven't won anything. They're looking at him to win it, to help the organization win.
Okay.
But he hasn't won anything.
On his own.
No, and he's proven that he can't.
Yeah, I think that they're doing a bad job in trying to build around just him. But I honestly did like him on the Nets. I liked him on the Nets because it felt like he wasn't the only player there.
I mean, he was at times, but yes.
But they had a team.
Yeah.
Like they had a good like squad with or without him, because he was injured for a pretty long time outside of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, for example, like man, they don't want to waste his peak. I think that's what the problem is.
Yeah.
They don't want to waste his peak.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think it's gonna work. We'll see.
But you have other players that compromise. Like look at Blake Griffin. He compromised. He said, you know what? I'm in my peak right now, but I'll play second fiddle, third fiddle, fourth. I don't care. I just actually want to develop with a team. Like be a good team player, and he does that. Whatever position he needs to play, he'll play it.
That's an interesting comparison. Like very interesting. So I'm gonna just move on from that.
I'm sick of you. I feel like you doesn't want to give him his flowers.
Okay. So in that trade, because it was Bradley Beal for CP3, he went to the Wizards. But then a massive trade happened like a couple of days later, where it's CP3 got traded to the Warriors for Jordan Poole.
I love that. I love that Jordan Poole got traded. I love it.
I think
just
so
love
too.
it.
I know a lot of people were like questioning the move, but it makes sense if you're a Warriors fan because the Warriors obviously picked Draymond Green.
Mm-hmm.
They re-signed Draymond Green too. So, and you could tell from the playoffs, Jordan Poole didn't live up to his expectations, and from what they were saying, he was the locker room cancer, even though he's the one that got punched.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense, but
it's just the inconsistency, man, and that's why I think that Chris Paul is just a way better. Like they won that deal because Chris Paul is consistent, like, and he knows how to play his position. He doesn't try to do more than he's supposed to.
Yeah, and he's a good leader.
Exactly, and you need somebody like that. If you have him and Steph running the floor, like you can actually have somebody who could be a point guard, and then somebody who could be a shooter, and somebody who's gonna play the point guard, and somebody who knows how to play multiple positions like Steph.
Yeah, so I also think he's going to be a great leader for the young ones that are on the team, and he's going to be good coming off the bench to lead the second unit, which is what the Warriors struggled with last year, especially during the playoffs. Whenever Steph would come off, there wasn't really anyone else creating it. It was supposed to be Jordan Poole, but he kind of fell off.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting move. Well, let's move on to I'm not going to follow this list because I want to come back to it.
Okay.
So let's continue with Dylan Brooks.
I love it. So I knew he wasn't gonna go to China. Everybody was like,
it was just a joke.
Yeah, but he wasn't gonna go to China. I already knew that. But what I did feel like is he was ultimately humbled by the king. Like just completely humbled in every way.
Yeah,
he
Lakers
was humbled physically
humbled him.
because he lost that. Like you can't look back at that game and think, damn, you know what? LeBron just got lucky. He's like, now I'm going to turn on the Jets.
LeBron showed his greatness. That's what happened.
And then he got humbled in that way. Then he got humbled by the fans when he was pretty much, scrammed. Like he scrammed from the media. And then he was humbled financially because now he's going to Houston. And
no, he's making bank at Houston.
Yeah, he's making bank at Houston. But it's like you got pretty much kicked off your team.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It wasn't your choice.
No, and the fact that like it was his ego got in the way, especially in Memphis, because he thought he was Ja Morant.
And it's funny,
and he's not.
It's crazy to see that they didn't trade Ja Morant, and Ja Morant's not even playing 25 games from the next season. They didn't trade him. No. But they did trade Dylan Brooks.
Or they let him go. They didn't re-sign him. They said they weren't going to re-sign him.
And it's just a reminder of, you're not that guy.
No, at all.
You're not that guy.
We'll
So
see how it goes in Houston.
I hope he does better. He's a solid player. He just got way too big for his britches, I think.
Yeah,
I think he's a solid player. He's not a scrub. He's just
he's mid.
Yeah, he was just talking too much shit.
Yeah. All right, now let's move on to our Miami Heat.
It's hurting. It hurts.
Yeah, so we let go of Gabe Vincent, who is going to your Lakers.
Yeah.
Which is it hurts. I like Gabe Vincent. He
brought so much to the series.
He was such
it
a
doesn't
great
make any
point
sense.
guard.
It was ridiculous. That's a ridiculous move. I don't care who we're trading for. We're never gonna get an opportunity to build our team because of trades like that.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
That sucked. And then we traded away Max Strus to the Cavs, which
another vital fucking piece. It doesn't make sense. I just don't get it.
I think the biggest error that the Heat have done lately is that Duncan Robinson contract.
Letting him come, like, pretty
no,
much
re-signing him for, like, way too much money for I don't know how many years. Yes, he had a great playoff run that year.
That one time,
but he hasn't been consistent. He lost his starting spot. He's not good defensively. Max Strus, on the other hand, is good on both sides.
Yeah,
could he be better offensively? Yes, but
it kills me because the thing is that Strus showed up. He showed up in the finals. He showed up he showed up in all the series. Vincent showed up in all the series. Even won us some when Butler was off.
Yeah, Caleb Martin too.
Like, it just doesn't make sense that we're trading away keys and people that we could develop within the next season.
Yeah.
For, you already know.
Well, that's the thing. Here's the thing. Those two players that we traded aren't going to be involved in the Dame trade.
But it gives us more.
Space.
Yeah, space.
More,
it gives
more
us more
money.
room.
Yeah, more wiggle room. Because I didn't even add here. Victor Oladipo left as well.
No way.
Yeah, he went to OKC.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What do we have?
But here's the thing. Like, in this trade that's going to happen, or we'll see if it happens. Maybe by the time that we release this, we have signed Dame. But Tyler Hero for sure is leaving. Duncan Robinson, hopefully, and one of the rookies.
It doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense.
I love Tyler Hero, so this is gonna suck.
It sucks, but at the same time, I didn't see him as being as effective as he was in the 2020 finals as well. Like, I feel like
I disagree. He definitely has improved.
Yeah, improved, but as effective as we wanted him to be, I didn't see it.
I did, because he was our only consistent shooter and leading scorer.
I can see that.
Compared to the rest of them. I didn't want to say bums, but like the rest of them.
I think that we can't compare him to Duncan Robinson because he's obviously way better than him.
Yeah.
So I think that comparison, yeah. But from what I wanted to see, which is like a superstar type of vibe.
No, he was not there yet.
He wasn't, like...
I don't know if he would have gotten there.
Exactly. That's my point. I don't think he would have gotten there.
Yeah, but never mind.
But for me, that's what we need. So
we can move on.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully, we get Dame time.
And it's for a maybe, bro.
Yeah, it's not even like a legit. He did say he wants to come to Miami, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right,
moving on.
See what his manager says.
Yeah, no, the organization.
So we re-signed Draymond.
No. We already talked about that. We're moving on.
All right,
we're moving on.
All right.
WNBA All-Star Game.
Let's go.
All right. So it's gonna happen July 15th. Some of the starters and reserves were already announced. I think it's interesting to me because it's a lot different from the NBA where you like get to vote.
Mm-hmm.
You still get to vote, but like, I don't know how much of a percentage the fan vote goes into it, and more like just people who are involved with it, WNBA. Okay. So I don't know about all that, but some of the standout starters who probably, like, two of them are MVPs currently, which is Asia Wilson and Breanna Stewart. Both of them have been killing it for the East and West. And then you have the rookie of the year, Aaliyah Boston.
Okay.
She's the first rookie to be named to a WNBA All-Star Game. First year, like, boom, in. Starter. Not even a reserve. Starter.
Yeah, I mean...
It's pretty sick. Yeah, no, she's been killing it. Some of the standouts have been for the reserves or the subs. Kelsey Plum, who's always been a baller for the Aces. Alyssa Thompson, who's currently like leading the league with triple doubles, killing it. My surprise has been Sabrina Ionescu because she has not been consistent this season.
Oh, you think that she just kind of fell off?
I don't know if she fell off, but she hasn't been consistent. I'm just surprised that she was named to the All-Star game, but it could just be like her popularity.
But yeah, because it's a fan vote. I mean,
maybe. I just was surprised.
But that's why it's the difference between the things that, like, for example, like the NBA does when they have like you pick your team, like
they do like their picks and all that stuff.
Thing, because it's not. But I still want to see this. I like this idea.
Yeah,
I like fans picking.
Yeah, so we'll see. But to go into this, because the playoffs will start soon. Some of the teams to watch: the Las Vegas Aces. They've only lost one game.
Damn.
They're fucking fire.
Yeah.
Fire. The New York Liberty. They've been somewhat consistent. Obviously it's a new team because there was a lot of trades that they did. And like
smooth.
Part 2. I'm a fan because obviously living in New York, I watch a lot of their games. So they're a pretty solid team. I think they're not championship level yet. I think there's still a couple pieces. We'll see. But I think they'll make a good run. Same with the Connecticut Suns. One of their star players did get injured, like torn Achilles, out for the season. So we'll see if they could continue to elevate to the next level. And then the Washington Mystics are like no one's really talking about them.
But how are they doing though?
They're top 4, top 5. So that's the thing. Not everyone's talking about them, but they could definitely make a playoff run. They have a solid squad.
We'll see, because it's just hard to put the pressure on. I like when the pressure's on a little bit earlier, so that way they get used to it. So when it gets to like playoff time or it gets to like those crunch times, they perform a lot better because they're used to the pressure.
Gotcha. I think the only team to beat is the Las Vegas Aces. And it seems very tough right
very
now.
Very slim. Okay.
But yeah.
So Women's World Cup, what's going on?
Women's World Cup starts July 20th.
Okay. Are you excited about that?
100%.
Okay.
This is like my thing. Like the World Cup in general, men's and women's, love it. It's a good time, but FIFA sucks. But it's a good time. Yeah, it starts July 20th. It's in Australia and New Zealand. So the hours for us to watch, they're close.
Yeah.
Geography.
Yeah.
The times to watch the games are going to be like 3 in the morning, 6 in the morning, 9, and then occasional 10 p.m. game.
Are you going to be up for that?
I don't know.
All right.
Just because like my sleep schedule is weird. But yeah, I'm rooting for obviously Team USA because they've won 4. They've won back to back, so this would be the third consecutive World Cup if they win it this year. And their 5th star, which is I think the most. So that would be pretty sick. They dropped the squad. Obviously, there's been a lot of injuries, but some of the key players, Alex Morgan, everyone knows Alex Morgan. She's awesome. Lindsay Horan, she's going to be our captain because our original captain got hurt, so she's not going to the World Cup. Alyssa Thompson, she just graduated high school.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she's missing her high school graduation because she's going to the World Cup.
See, that's the type of shit that I do like. Oh my God.
Holy shit, that's the biggest cockroach we've seen. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Pause.
Yo.
Pause. Pause. Literally press pause. This shit is too big. Who's gonna kill it?
Not gonna lie, I was there for a little minute, and I was like, should I tell you? Yo, you almost stepped on my foot, and we was gonna have some real problems.
Did you not see me almost fall?
I said you almost stepped on my foot. It was gonna have some real problems.
I almost fell. It wasn't on purpose. I literally crashed into the corner.
I feel like you're not hearing me. I'm with you.
Allison, are we good? In terms of how we look? Yes. Okay, cool. You want to just count us back in and be like, all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna address it. 9, 6, 3, and we're back. So, if you guys didn't notice, we had some technical difficulties.
Yep.
So we had to take a slight intermission to commit murder. But we're back in it. So we were talking about the World Cup.
Yeah, we were, but I think we kind of hit it.
Yeah. So
yeah, we're good.
People are playing soccer.
Yeah.
In Australia.
We're going for USA.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, moving on to the submarine implosion.
So everybody knows about this. Everybody's talked about this. So let's just make it a little, let's just give a little bit of a cliff note. Pretty much a bunch of billionaires decided to spend $250,000 to go to the bottom of the sea to fucking see the Titanic. And when they did that, pretty much they're being controlled by, they had a tin can controlled by a remote controller, a GameCube controller. And surprise, surprise, it imploded.
Yeah, we'll also use stuff that isn't legal or shouldn't be used to make a submarine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a learning lesson for a lot of people to just not do that. Let's not try to test our luck against the ocean because we barely know it.
Yep. Also, there's some conspiracy theories about it. People are saying, well, my friend said that on TikTok. I don't believe this, but on TikTok they were saying that, there's a reason why those 4 people were selected and why they died, because there's something deeper going on with them involved, and that's why they were killed.
I heard that my conspiracy theory that I heard was that pretty much they were in some legal trouble or some fucked up shit.
Too, yeah.
And they were on the submarine, but their death was faked and shit like that. But don't want to take away from the lives lost. Rest in peace. But that's why I say it's a learning lesson. Just be extremely careful when it comes to testing things that are unknown, or don't be a part of experiments. That's how I kind of think about things.
I have nothing to say that's positive.
Gotcha. All right, so.
Oh no! Pause.
So we're back.
For a third time? Second
time. It's funny. We said we weren't gonna take an intermission, and
we've taken 2.
I think the universe took an intermission for us.
Yo, that last one, we got some good clips. I'm not gonna lie.
We do got some good clips from this.
Yeah, I haven't moved that fast since before surgery.
Yo, J-Rock hit the high knee. She's like,
No, I'm surprised I didn't hit any of the cameras. I was like, move.
Or my leg. I was
nah. Okay. Situation has been
extinguished.
Yes.
Exterminated. So,
moving on.
So pretty much that's what happened. Stuff imploded and people died. And RIP from me, but J-Rock's like, okay. So we'll move on.
Moving on.
That's technically what you said.
Sure.
Let's talk about what happened in the meantime, though. So these SCOTUS decisions, if you guys have not been aware, for the past week or so, there have been some major changes that will most likely affect a huge chunk of the population. So we just kind of wanted to go over it and talk about it. The SCOTUS made some decisions that are going to shift some of our dynamics. So yeah, let's talk about it. The first one is affirmative action. So what's going on there?
So usually colleges and universities, they consider race when they're admitting students, because a lot of the universities, back then they wouldn't really open it up to minorities like Black people, Latino people. So it made it harder for us to get an education, go to college. Yeah. That was changed a while back, so that universities either have to hit a certain quota or a certain percentage to allow people of color to get an education, which is big for both of us, because that's part of the reason why we actually went to college and were able to get further our education. But with this new decision, it basically says that you don't have to do that anymore. You could not allow Black people, you cannot allow Latinos into the universities without anything really going wrong.
I hate the fact that they're trying to paint it as, oh, we're just going strictly by your merit, but that's just not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. Like, we see it all the time. When you consider somebody, you consider their life experiences, you consider a ton of things when admitting them into a college. It's not just based on merit. And if you just base it on merit, like, where are you looking?
Yeah, and it's also like neglecting diverse people and focusing more on testing, and not a lot of POCs do well with testing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's taking away the opportunity to have more of a diverse body of students, and to further our education, which at the end, that's what it feels like. They fear for our education and to grow.
And, I mean, what do you think could be a great solution for that, though?
Keeping this.
Okay.
Keeping this. But right now, it seems very grim for the future students who are POC, because, like, maybe a lot of the universities that they wanted to go to, hopefully they still uphold their position in having a diverse student body, but we will see.
I think I have a perfect solution for all of it. Let's pull our POC athletes and put them in POC colleges, or put them in HBCUs.
Yeah.
People are going to change their mind real quick.
Yeah, once they stop making money.
Let's stop accepting people based on, scholarships from sports.
That's true.
They won't stop doing that. I mean, it's the same thing. And that's what bothers me. It's like they're acting like it's something that they're doing to push equality, but it's not.
No.
And once we start, actually making a change by saying, okay, we're not going to go to your school then if you're not truly diverse, then people are going to start changing their mind, or fuck them, they're going to start thinking.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I know, like, a lot of students who are getting into the universities now, and they should have brought it up in this, is, oh, well, my dad went to that school, so I'm already going into that school because my dad has connections. Blah,
Legacy
blah.
is like...
Yeah. No one's talking about that, but the rest of us who struggle to get into college, oh, yeah, let's just take that away.
Exactly, that one slim thing. But we got to stop giving them the power, and also, kids are going to stop going to school. And I mean,
that's going to screw our education
It's going to screw our education. Yep. That's what's just going to happen. Now, not to harp on the school situation, but student loan forgiveness. Pretty much, the Supreme Court sided against student loan forgiveness because it didn't have the authority to use the HEROES Act to forgive loans.
So this was something that the Biden administration has been pushing for. They try to do it this way, where it's like, oh, we're going to try to pass it by, like, the decision of the Supreme Court. Obviously, it failed because there's been some lawsuits because some students were upset that they didn't fall into the first part of the student loan forgiveness, which is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And selfish. So that, again, screws Latinos and Black people, because a lot of us are drowning in debt because of student loans, because it's difficult for us to, again, try to get into college or pay for college.
Yeah. And also scholarships and things. It's just difficult all around. But one thing I will say, Sally Mae, you're not getting your money.
Oh yeah, no.
You're not getting your money back.
Let's make it really clear. Like, look at the cameras. Yeah. All the cameras.
Sally Mae,
you're not getting your money
back.
No, like, that's not happening. I know that Biden came out and said that he was going to try a different approach to hopefully get it passed. We'll see what happens. It's been talk for the past decade.
Yeah, it's all talk.
It's all talk, but same with your money. It's all talk.
Exactly.
You're not getting it back. But yeah.
So now we move on to something that's pretty much going to affect everybody, not just people who choose to go to college and things like that. Your First Amendment. So now, First Amendment and discrimination, like people are going to be, well, business owners are going to be able to discriminate against others. If they feel like it's a moral objection, right? So, for example, if I'm an EMT and I see somebody and you know, they're dying or whatever, and I feel like it would be against my morals to assist that person, then I'm actually, okay to do that.
A mixture of that.
Yeah.
So like a business owner, well, based on this law,
Mm-hmm.
this person who does websites refuses to do websites for LGBTQ communities, but it was a scenario. Like this never happened.
Mm-hmm.
No LGBTQ person emailed them and said, "Hey, I want to use your services to create a website."
Yeah.
So this person just created a random, story in their head, brought it to a court, and SCOTUS agreed. I think it was 6-3, because only 3 people who have morals have been, screwed over.
That whole, I thought I think I might be thinking of something different then, because there was also, I thought that there was something that had to do with providing like services, like as far as like health services.
I don't know if this also falls into that, but I know what you're saying.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be straight up honest. Like, if that's the case, then I'm okay with that. Like, dude, I don't want you to work for me, or I don't want to work with you anyway. If you're not, like, if you're building something for me, I don't want to force somebody to make something because of religious belief, because it could go either way.
Okay, but this also says that if I have Target, like I own a Target, and I only want to allow Trump supporters to come in, and you're not a Trump supporter, then you can't come in.
I understand what you're saying, but
it's very targeted to specific people.
But that's my thing. We could also use it the other way. You get what I'm saying? And not to mean that it's right. I don't think that it's right. No, because
this is more dividing than uniting.
But yeah, I agree. But I think that it should still be a choice. You shouldn't unite. I think that uniting
I disagree.
people. Okay, so I always think that uniting somebody by force is not going to work. Look at what we're doing now. We're saying freedom of speech, so everybody could say, what's on their mind.
Yeah, but everyone can now make up a different morale about themselves, or morals about themselves, and be like, oh, well, no, my morals say this, my morals say that.
Yeah,
that's
it's
dumb.
wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah.
And people don't. The thing is that I always have the mindset where it's like, if you want to go ahead and run your business the way you run it, that's fine. But and that's why I'm thankful for social media, because once you get outed by a bunch of people about shit like that, then your business is going to run to the ground. Think about how many people they've been racist in their
This is
stores.
the opposite. Now it's not going to be run to the ground because you already know.
No. I mean, like, your business is going to go out of, you're going to go out of style by people not going. You get what I mean? So I get what you're saying, and from my point of view, if you want to be racist, or if you want to be sexist, if you want to go ahead and go against the LGBTQ, homophobic, whatever, do that and watch what happens. That's how I always think about it.
Yeah.
You're going to get it's going to come back to you. Like,
we'll
social
see.
Media makes it happen. That's what I've seen, at least.
We'll see. I don't think that's how it's going to work, but we'll see.
So.
But it's another L, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is another L, 100%. So, voting rights.
Mm-hmm.
So
this one's actually a win.
Yeah.
Okay.
So state courts have the authority to hold lawmakers accountable to state voting laws. Explain it, because my brain just went over me.
So you know how in the past, they've tried to switch who gets to vote, where they get to vote. And they're like, oh, well, it's my state, so I get to decide that.
Yeah.
No. So the state courts now have the authority to tell lawmakers, hey, no, this is how we've always voted. This is how we're going to continue to vote. You can't just switch the legislation up because it didn't favor you.
Can you give me an example that, because
in Georgia.
Just don't understand. Okay.
So like lawmakers trying to take away certain counties, or like certain things that you can't do. Like, let's say I'm waiting and then I have to go pee and I tell someone to hold my spot, and then I come back and continue in my spot. Apparently, like that in Georgia, you can't do that anymore. You can't hold someone's spot. You can't eat. or like you can't go grab something to drink, or you can't sell food like while you're waiting in line to vote. So lawmakers started doing stuff like that to prevent people that look like us to vote. So this says that you can't do that. The state courts have the authority to tell you, this is what we're not going to do. This is how we've always been doing it, and it hasn't affected anything. Just because you didn't get your votes sounds like a personal problem.
Just because you didn't get your win. Gotcha.
Yeah, so you can't switch everything up now just because you lost.
All right, cool.
At least that's my understanding of it.
I like that. That does sound good.
Thank you.
Finally a W, because this whole week has looked like a fat L.
Yes. I mean, we had somewhat of an L in here. We ran around from.
L after L after L after L. So, moving on to our series recap. Oh, I got one.
Hey, join the club.
Our series recap. So, this is amazing to me. I love like what we're gonna be breaking down.
Yeah, this is gonna be.
It's a
long one.
It's a doozy. It's a doozy.
Heads up.
Yeah, bear with us. Heads up. All that good stuff. So first, let's run through them.
Okay.
Team Barbie versus Team Oppenheimer. Which one do you pick?
I'm gonna do a both.
You like why? First of all,
I know you guys already talked about.
Yeah, because Barbie is gonna be an iconic movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Barbie.
Yeah. And
I'm not gonna watch Oppenheimer. I'm sick of old movies. I'm sick of the old wartimey movies. First of all, I just don't like it. I'm not a fan. Okay. But on top of that, I feel like that's a very traumatic incident for a whole group of people.
Yeah.
Why are we gonna re-traumatize them? Like, why?
This is gonna be the movie that wins the Oscars.
But
which is crazy.
But why are we telling these stories like glamorizing it when we know that
we glamorize serial killers?
We shouldn't.
I'm aware.
Then why are you gonna watch it?
Did you watch the serial killer shows?
No, because of that. I didn't watch. I don't watch those things. I think it's weird.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it. Yes, I'm gonna watch both. I think I love Christopher Nolan. I love his cinematography.
Okay.
I know the story is terrible because of what happened. Because it wasn't only one bomb; it was two.
Okay.
So that's pretty clear. I think the cast of both these movies are freaking insane because it's just famous actor everywhere.
Yeah.
But I think I want to watch Oppenheimer first because it's going to be pretty sad, and then go watch Barbie.
Okay. I can see why you'd want to do those things in that order.
I still want to watch both because I know Oppenheimer is going to be like Oscar nominated movie. But Barbie is just such a fun movie. And
it already looks fun.
But Barbie is going to be a dark movie.
Cast, I know, but their cast is already way better than me.
I disagree.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have How do you say his name? How do you say his name?
Which one?
The guy from Shang-Chi?
Simu Liu?
Yeah, him. You got Issa Rae. Then you have Ryan Gosling, Margot Robbie.
Ryan Gosling. Never mind.
The Notebook. Oh, yeah, you don't like love. Whatever. Whatever.
Thank you.
Moving on.
Yeah.
The Idol. What do you think?
Let me just say, The Idol, the music, top tier.
Wow.
The music is really good.
Okay, yeah. I can see what you're saying.
You can't L that. Overall, I stopped watching after episode 2 just because like it was so cringe.
Yeah. Extremely cringy show.
Some of the Weeknd's lines have been
questionable.
Disgusting. I did hear the finale sucked, which was yesterday. I read online that it was really bad, but I don't know if I want to suffer through it or just wait for someone on YouTube to like recap it and then watch that.
I think you should suffer through it, man.
Yeah, why not? No, because like we gave that option last time and you guys decided to pick couples therapy because y'all didn't want to see titties.
Yeah. But I didn't want to. Okay, I just don't want to see titties with my friends. Like, This is not a thing that I like to do.
Whatever.
I want to see titties
y'all see
by
what
myself
I have to deal with?
if I'm going to see titties. And that's an if. If I'm going to see titties, I want to see them by myself. I don't want to see them with my friends in a group. Jesus Christ. Yo, I swear.
Yeah. So that's why I couldn't watch it because this loser didn't want to see titties.
I don't want to watch titties with my friends.
Whatever. Moving on.
Oh my God.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It got a 7 for me.
Wow,
Yeah.
we agree.
Yeah. What? What?
We agree.
Oh my God. Hold on. Wait, what? I thought you.
I really liked it, but out of all the Marvel movies that have come out lately, it's one of the best. But I wasn't going to give it higher.
Yeah, I got you.
I wasn't going to give it any higher.
I think that they had amazing action scenes. The action scenes were awesome. The plot was.
The storyline was good.
The plot was good. I liked, because this is my problem.
The music was really good.
Yeah.
As always.
But my biggest problem with Marvel lately, well, this is mostly for the TV shows, is that I feel like it's always some girl, like there's like a little girl that does something terrible and then ruins everything, and now the whole world's about to end. So that's what happens, and now we have to fix everything because this little girl screwed up. Like America Chavez, isn't that what happened in Multiverse of Madness? Same shit. Like, dude, Multiverse of Madness, Hawkeye,
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
You hit the wrong knee.
Dude. Yo, I can't catch a break, man. But yeah, funny. It's always like some girl messes something up and it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I did the wrong thing. And then she goes through the whole process of undoing it. I'm sick of the trope, but Guardians of the Galaxy 3, they said, oh no, we don't care about any of that. Yeah. We just want to save our friend.
Yeah.
And that was the premise, and it was really cool.
It was really good. I liked it.
Yeah. And then after all the things, these things happened, I just didn't, the only thing I didn't like is that they tried to throw in a romance when they didn't really have to.
It was a bit weird.
There was
like multiple romances that they were trying to throw in there.
Yeah.
But no, I think it was a good ending for them. I think they'll return probably in the future. I wouldn't say anytime soon, but definitely in the future. You good there, bud?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just trying to get this hair on my leg. Go ahead.
Weird. All right, moving on. White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah. So for me, White Man Can't Jump was an amazing fucking movie. Jeez. As far as comedy, like a comedic sports movie goes.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's an amazing movie in general because of like, the acting and all this stuff. No, that's not what I'm saying.
It's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie to watch, especially if you're a fan of the old version and you're also a fan of the new school. Or
you're just bored.
Yeah, and it's relatable. It's like, damn, it's something that you could see yourself doing. Like, I love movies like that.
Yeah, no, it was I will keep it at, it was really fun to watch.
Are you going to rate it, or do you not want to rate it?
I don't think I could rate it based off of
like a movie scale. I got you.
Yeah, maybe it'll make my top 10, maybe not. We'll see at the end of the year.
Okay, I see. Now, Fast 10.
Oh, you.
I'm going to tell you right now. Fast 10 was fucking phenomenal.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a quick scaling of how good it was. It's here. It's the 10. Fast 10 is a 10. Did you see it?
No.
All
I'm
right,
not going to waste my time.
Like I said, Fast
that.
10 is a 10. The reason why Fast 10 is a 10 is because they give you exactly what you went there for. You know what you're going to get.
Trash.
You're going to get flying cars. And do you want to get flying cars? Do you want to get Vin Diesel swinging off of a mountaintop with his car? Yes, that's what I want. Do you want Vin Diesel to shoot up into space and attach a rocket to his car? Yes, that's what I want. I knew I was getting that, and they did not disappoint. And what they did to make it a 10 for me was add Jason Momoa. And Jason Momoa was a perfect mixture between...
I heard he did really well, and everyone else sucked.
No.
Acting-wise.
He was... Everybody always sucks acting-wise. Like, you don't expect good acting. Like, I don't go there like, his expression was... No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to see crazy shit, and Jason Momoa brought it. And it was a mixture between the Joker and fucking... And I don't know. He was just like some demented guy. He was insane and batshit crazy, and that's the perfect counterbalance to what we needed. Like, we didn't need like this big CIA guy. We've seen it before. Nah, we got somebody who's fucking batshit insane, and I loved it. I was there for it.
10 is crazy.
And then I watched.
Well, at least you guys know the scale now.
At least you guys know the standards.
Yeah.
So I saw Never Have I Ever as well. I know you don't watch these shows.
No.
Which is crazy to me. But Never Have I Ever, loved it. Yeah, it was a 10. I think it had a really good wrap up of a show. It's a 10. Yo, just because you don't like you don't want
Jesus. So this better be your number one show of the year.
No, it's just way better than like, to me, it's better than shows like Euphoria. For me. Because I don't like to watch shows.
You don't want to watch titties. It's okay.
I don't want to watch high school titties. I'm sorry. All right, I'm not going to watch high school titties. That's just not my thing.
Moving on. That's so gross.
Have you seen The Little Mermaid? Tell me that you've seen it. I hope you realize that this is going to be fucking... You're going to be like, why are you just talking about titties?
Yeah, I did watch The Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid to me was a great movie. I'll give it an 8 as far as a movie.
I think, and this might be my bold statement of the year, I think it's the best live action Disney movie has remade.
I agree. Because you have things like, I think the only thing that I could really put around it is like Maleficent. Because I love the concept really good. Of Maleficent. I love that it was a different take. But like, as far as like an original like Disney princess movie made into a regular movie or made into a live action, I would have to say that Little Mermaid was very, very good. And the music was incredible.
Yes.
Incredible.
I don't know what I want to rate it yet. I don't know. Just because there were certain scenes where I was just like, what are we doing here?
Gotcha.
So like after she sang the Part of Your World song, she did like a little scurry thing off the rock, and I was like, what the fuck was that? It just didn't make sense, and like I understand it, but like there was no music, and it was just very like awkward.
Yeah.
So there was like 2 or 3 scenes like that where I just looked at my friend and I was like, what
like
what
just
was
awkward
that?
silences or
awkward silence, but like awkward motions to transition to the next scene.
Got you. Okay.
So I don't know.
It's just a slight editing issue. I guess.
But
I don't know. I think that's a little bit too much of nitpicking.
8.
8.
I agree.
I like that. Mm-hmm. All right, you have not watched this show, and you need to watch this show. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna watch
you
this.
have to watch it.
No.
You have to.
No.
She needs to watch Dave.
I tried.
Can somebody please make her watch Dave? Because this is the thing. DM us. Do something. This is an amazing show.
Not
Dave.
DM.
Dave is on par with Atlanta, 100%.
Another show I have not watched.
It's so hard to co-host with you. So, pretty much.
You knew that when you signed up for it.
So, Dave was awesome. I loved it. I had a great time throughout this season. Dives into mental health, dives into the process of becoming somebody who's famous and things of that nature, relationships while you're on that status, and just different types of concepts and the guest appearances, the star appearances. Oh my God.
Yeah, you did mention that.
It's incredible. And they're not just like, hey, I'm going to say a cheesy line and I'm going to exit. No, they're part of the story for the episode. Like they're a big part of the plot. So, you need to get on that.
Okay.
Now,
what do you rate it?
I rated a 10. It's a 10. Simple. Like that's an easy 10 for me.
So it's your top show of the year.
One of them. It has to be. Because it's just that good. Black Mirror season 6.
Okay.
We both saw season 6.
Yes.
So I'm gonna pull out my old telephone. ¿Dónde está mi teléfono? I forgot where I put it.
That's crazy.
I don't know where I put my phone. I just be losing stuff sometimes. Where? That was fucking cool. Got that on camera.
Loser. All right, so what we're going to do for Black Mirror is we're going to rank them We'll start from our bottom
Okay.
and make it all the way to the top.
All right.
And just give a brief little description why it's like your bottom. So
Sure.
we'll start with number 5. What was your number 5?
Lock Henry.
Wow.
Sorry.
We have the complete opposite.
That was the
That's the best episode.
bottom. Oh my god.
That's my number 1.
That was this yo. We gotta fight. Like there's no way. There's no way Lock Henry was your number. All right. Anyway, so my description of why Lock Henry was the worst one is because it just wasn't a Black Mirror episode to me.
Okay.
It wasn't a Black Mirror episode. I feel like it would have been a good movie. It would have been a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it just wasn't a Black Mirror episode to me. It
Okay.
didn't feel like that.
Okay. My number 5 is Maisie Day because that was not a Black Mirror episode.
Okay.
You mean to tell me that halfway through this girl becomes a werewolf?
Yeah,
Where
actually
the
that was pretty
fuck
stupid.
did that come from?
Yeah.
I think the plot in that movie, like in that episode, could have been better had
Mhm.
she not become a werewolf.
Yeah. I think that I completely agree with that statement the statement you're making. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
the werewolf thing was a little bit dumb. I think I like the concept of, putting celebrities through this whole shindig that you have to do, and
Yeah.
the paparazzi,
Like,
how
Mhm.
disgusting
Yep.
they are, because we never really look at paparazzi. We paparazzi. We always just look at, oh, they're taking pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a picture of
We never-
Amanda Bynes like
Mhm.
getting out of rehab,
Mhm.
or Wendy Williams getting out of getting out the hospital. But we
Mhm.
never take into account how disgusting these
They
things
are,
are.
and the things that they say, and like even in that episode where like she's literally transforming into the
Yeah.
werewolf, they're still taking
They're
pictures.
still taking pictures. That's why I liked that. because it shows that part of it, and like that's why when you get a Kanye, it's like, oh, good morning, Kanye, fuck you. There's like, yeah, I kind of get it. Like, dude, it's 5:30. Why are you outside my house?
yeah.
Like, so I mean, I understand what you're saying.
I still didn't like it. I thought the other ones were a little bit better, but that one just sucked to me.
Gotcha.
All right, your number 4.
My number 4 was Maisie Day.
Okay.
Because like I said, I did like it for all those reasons, but
Mhm.
at the same time, it just again didn't feel like a Black Mirror episode. It
Gotcha.
felt like a good show, but
Mhm.
it didn't feel like, or a good episode, but it didn't feel like a Black Mirror episode.
Gotcha. My number 4 was Beyond the Sea. I thought they had a great casting.
Okay.
But the whole storyline was extremely predictable. Like I knew what was going to happen the whole time, and I didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
If anything, I thought,
Okay.
wow, this is like we know what's going to happen. It's going to like just fast forward it. And it's one of the longer episodes too. So like you
Yeah.
kind of like dragged it. But no, I think the acting in it was amazing,
Mhm.
but overall the story, since it was so predictable to me, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that it is. I think that the acting was great, but it was predictable in a lot of senses. I just didn't know what specifically was gonna happen next, but I had an
Mhm.
idea.
Some
So-
like it was hinting towards either him killing them or him killing the guy or him killing the family.
I think I thought it was going to be him killing the guy and taking his body and
Yeah,
acting like
yeah,
him.
yeah.
That would have been a better ending for me. Well, not necessarily.
No,
I like the
I
ending.
feel
that
like
they picked.
that would have been more of a Black Mirror episode ending to me.
Yeah,
Because
that's
then
what I'm saying.
she doesn't know that.
And then it's the
yeah.
fear of technology. Like that's
Yeah.
that's why I guess I would have liked a part of me would have liked that more.
Yeah, it would have been a
because-
better twist than
than what
oh
they
yeah,
gave.
let me just kill everybody.
Yeah,
And now misery loves company.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
Number 3.
my number 3 is Demon 79. I
Same.
think we're gonna agree. Yeah, that's a great mid episode.
I thought it was great. It was so much. It was fun. It definitely wasn't a Black Mirror episode.
I think it related to Black Mirror.
They're
Things.
calling it Red Mirror. Yeah,
Why?
I don't know. There has to be like some other connection to it, but I liked it.
I
Thought it was fun.
I liked where it came from, because Black Mirror, there's a lot of Black Mirror episodes. It has to face with you making specific types of decisions. Um, and what would you do for this, and what would you do for that? Like, and it gave us that. So that's when it was a Black Mirror episode to me. It felt Black Mirror-y.
Yeah, and also like deciding who you want to kill, even though like you should have killed more than 3 people.
Yeah, and I like that he didn't let you pick a murderer.
Because that doesn't count. Yeah. No, that was my number 3 as well. Number 2.
My number 2 was Below the Sea.
Beyond
the Sea.
My number 2 was Joan is Awful.
You are fucking. You're fucking with me. Like,
no,
you're tripping. Because to me, I like Beyond the Sea.
Yeah, do your number 2. And I'll explain my number 2.
All right, I like Beyond the Sea because it was a very futuristic type of episode, and it's something that I could see happening in the future. Like, that's why I like Black Mirror. A lot of the times they make these episodes that you can see happening in the near future. So I can see that happening where you have your android, up in the sky, and while you're doing shit down here. I mean, well, you have yourself up in the sky while your android is down here, going ahead and living its best life. And you get to just move your consciousness. And it's just a subtle thing of moving your consciousness. And also the people who rebel against those types of things, like the hippies. And I like how they make the hippies like violent. Yeah. Because that's not a normal thing, but it would be if they felt like you were impeding on nature. So these are kind of, that's why I liked it. It was just like, oh, it makes sense to me.
I understand that. I just, too predictable and too long.
I get what you're saying.
And too slow paced. At least for my liking. Yeah. My number 2 was Joan is Awful, and it literally competed with number 1. But I'll explain why Lock Henry was my number 1. Joan is Awful, great casting, great story, like literally happening right now.
Okay.
In the world.
I loved it.
It was great. I have nothing bad to say for it. I think it was a great first episode, great opening to Black Mirror. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's not a Black Mirror episode." I was like, it's 100% a Black Mirror episode.
Ultimate Black Mirror
episode. Like that, out of all the episodes in the season, that's like the most Black Mirror episode that you could get. I think people just don't like it because it was fun. Yeah. It was funny. Yeah. A lot of the scenes were very like, taking a poop in a church is crazy. But Salma Hayek killed it. Yeah. Annie Murphy killed it. And even like Michael Cera popping up. That was great. Insane.
Like, how can you, so my number before.
We could go to number 1. Yeah. That's fine.
All right. That was a great transition. Good
job. Thank you.
Nice. So for me, the reason why Joan is Awful is my number 1 is because it was a Black Mirror episode. It was true to it. It was like, we're using AI to go ahead and make this. You signed this contract. You checked off this box.
The terms and conditions.
Like, what do you want us to? How can we protect you if you won't protect yourself? And it felt like something that can happen now. Like it could happen to all of us. Yep. And that's why it hit like a chord. It struck a chord with me because I'm like, damn, they could do that shit to me right now. Yeah. And then when it also tied into like, we're actors. We're like, did you think that
I'd be okay with shitting in a church?
Yeah, and then it's like also when Michael Cera pops up, it's like, dude, I'm Michael Cera. Like, can you not like? How do you think that this is your real life? Like, what are you talking about? How can you not even recognize that it's me? Yeah. So I loved how they layered it, like layers and layers and layers beyond. It was awesome. I loved it.
Gotcha. So Lock Henry for me was number 1 because what I like about Black Mirror episodes is when they terrify me. And this episode really terrified me, but also it showed different perspectives. Because in the beginning, you're like, oh, okay, where are we going? They're hinting a lot towards racism in the beginning of the episode. And then all of a sudden it starts taking a turn where it's like, oh no, there's a fucking serial killer here. And then he killed himself, and, then people went in there and found, like, all the crazy shit. But then it starts getting even weirder when you start paying attention to the mom. Yeah. Once it gets to the mom, and then watching the reruns of videos, or the one video of her committing, like, killing people and murdering them for their sexual pleasure. then I start to think, wait a second, that's just one VHS tape. They
Mm-hmm.
had like 3 different rows of all the people they tortured and had sex with.
Mm-hmm.
How many more did they not film?
Yeah.
So I start thinking about that. And then the whole like her finding out, the girlfriend finding out, the boyfriend not being there because he's in the hospital, but also finding out, that plot was crazy. Because then at the end, she didn't die because the mom killed her. She
Mhm.
died because wherever they were at, that's part of the country. Like the country in the beginning of the show, of the episode, he says, yeah, this is a weird country where you could literally die by just walking on the road.
Mm-hmm.
That part. And then the whole like how we exploit, and this is going back to my serial killer thing, how social media, not only social media, but like productions, movie productions, TV productions, they exploit when people are killed. And instead of talking about the victims, they glorify the killers.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of that episode to me is Black Mirror calling out Netflix because of the amount of money that they made for the Dahmer thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end, you see the victim, which is the son, actually crying because he lost everything. And his mom doesn't even write him a forgive me. It's like for your film note. That's fucking terrifying. And that shit happens everywhere. We just don't know these stories. And then to me, like that whole shit, I was like,
I understand. I do understand that because that's the perspective that, a lot of people were coming from, and that I realized too. I was like, damn, that does suck. But in my head, I was like,
yeah, I didn't know that you're not.
It didn't feel like
Yeah.
the other episodes that we had from previous seasons, like what we came to love about Black Mirror. Because I didn't love Black Mirror because it was scary. I loved it because it was extremely thought provoking. Yeah. But it's not really thought provoking because it's something that's obvious. You get what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's obvious that what we're doing is fucked up. Like it should be obvious if you think like one layer ahead of you just purely being entertained by serial killers. Mm-hmm. Like if you think a little bit past that, then you're like, yo, this is actually kind of fucked up. But with most Black Mirror episodes, to me, it's like, yo, I have to think like, goddamn, I feel like I'm you now. I have to think like steps ahead to be like, damn, now I understand the point of this episode. Like I have to really do my YouTubes to like figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I understand that. To me, like that one, I don't know, it stood out. 'Cause it literally terrified me. But moving on to The Flash.
Okay, I'm gonna make this one quick because it's gonna be quick. The Flash was fucking great, and anybody who does not like the Flash movie or has some weird criticism of it is a fucking hater. I'm sorry, you're just a hater, dude. And you gotta be called out. It just is what it is.
You know it flopped, right?
I don't care. I don't care because it's a good fucking movie. It flopped because of the actor. I feel like people didn't want to support the actor.
I think there's more to it than just that. So that's why it flopped.
But there's nothing in the storyline that you could say that's not extremely unique. There's nothing nobody could say that is like, oh, you know what? It's just not a unique. It's not a unique movie. Nobody could say that.
Okay. What do you rate it?
Oh, I rated I'm gonna say a 9, just because of effects and stuff like that didn't play right with me. But that's just me nitpicking. I have to give it a 9 out of as far as movies.
Okay.
What about you?
You're not gonna like me.
That's fine.
6.5.
Ew. Just ew, dude. Just ew.
I will say, like, the one thing that really turned me off is the fact that they tried to make the Flash Latino. And then that was stupid. And then the one actual Latina actress that you have in the show, like in the movie, you only show her for 5 minutes? Like, what type of disrespect is that? That shit just didn't make any sense. Apart from the CGI and the original plotline of Flashpoint Paradox.
In Flashpoint Paradox, you barely see
different
the
people.
mom.
It's different people.
She died. What else did you want from her? Oh, God.
If you're going to promote a superhero that much, only for them to get 5 minutes of screen time, it's pretty dumb.
I just feel like it's unnecessary. She wasn't the point.
Then why promote her? Well, I understand now why they promoted her, because no one wants to see the Flash.
She wasn't the point of the story. Nobody was the point of the story except for the Flash and his doppelganger or parallel. Those are the points.
Yeah. No.
Now, so you rated it a 6.5.
5.
I'm sorry, guys.
I don't even think it'll make my top 10.
Oh my God! All right,
Maybe bottom 10.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. We have the same feeling about this one.
12 out of 10.
It was a 10
Movie
out
of
of
the
10.
year.
10 out of 10. I could see it. I could see it being a movie of the year.
Yeah.
There weren't holes, and that's what I like about.
Yeah, I think
that
what you
movie.
told me that would only push it back to a 9 or 9.5 was the ending of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think for me is like I knew how it was going to end, yet I was still fucking pissed when it ended.
Yeah. I mean,
It was great. Cinematography, great. Storyline, great.
Great, yeah.
Music, great. All the undertones,
yeah.
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, top tier.
Great.
Great
great.
movie. All right, let's move on to. Well, I think we could finish the segment here with "Am I the Asshole?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we can.
Yeah.
All right. So.
This is all you.
So we're gonna read this "Am I the Asshole?" Okay, and you guys could go ahead and let us know what you think, but we're gonna just put it out there for you. So, am I the asshole for outshining my husband at his birthday party by announcing my pregnancy?
Oh, I read this earlier.
Yo, what the fuck, dude?
It's on Reddit.
Yo, it is what it is. All right, so pretty much, I 24 found out a day before my husband's 29th birthday that we're expecting our first baby. You shut up, okay? Trying to rush.
Don't yell at me.
All right. I wanted to make it special for him, so I decided to tell him the next day. He does not really like to celebrate his birthdays, but this year his family is moving abroad, so we decided to throw a party where all of his close family and friends can gather before they move away. All of them were there, people whom I knew were going to be really happy about the big news. So I decided to announce it in front of everyone. My husband, of course, was the happiest, but after that, the rest of the party was all about me and my baby. Some even forgot to wish him happy birthday because they were busy congratulating me. I kind of felt bad for taking the attention away from him, but he didn't really seem to mind it. Later on that day, his best friend came to me when I was in the kitchen just to say that it was very selfish of me to announce my news when it was my partner's particular day. He said my partner does not even celebrate his birthdays, and now he decided to celebrate one. I shouldn't have made it all by myself. He even accused me of doing it on purpose. According to him, I cannot stand it when all the attention is not on me. I decided to argue with him because he's never liked me, but I couldn't help but feel awful for taking attention away from him. I'm just gonna stop it right there because there's a little bit more.
It doesn't really change your opinion on it.
All right, so what do you think?
I shouldn't respond because I already know the response.
Okay.
So you should respond and then I'll respond.
All right. So, in my personal opinion, yeah, she's the asshole. There was no reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely no reason. I don't understand why people feel like they need to do a double announcement. Are we on a budget? Like, could we not?
Well, she did find out the day before.
That's fine, but why are we telling? Why we have to reveal it at this whole gathering that's for somebody else? I just don't understand why we have to do that. I just would never understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I have something, it's like, it's extreme, but it's kind of like proposing at somebody's wedding. Like, why would you do that, dude?
Yeah. That's
I understand,
feel like that's completely
but it's
different, but yeah.
But it's kind of not, because it's like you want to do this grand gesture, or you want to express this huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why do it during another event? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. So from the comments I read, people are saying that she is a little bit of the asshole in this situation, just because she decided to announce it on his birthday. Even though she knew the day before, it would have probably been easier if she just would have told him the day before and given him a heads up, like, hey, before I tell you and the rest of all your family that I'm pregnant, let me just give you a heads up and be like, hey, I'm pregnant. Do you want to announce it tomorrow at your birthday or the day after? Maybe communication. I don't agree with the friend, though. I feel like the friend has already hated on her previously, so I just feel like this is just more of a sour taste for him or her to just pile on her. But definitely slightly the asshole in the situation. Because again, not your birthday. Maybe you should have communicated with your partner.
Yeah.
So
That's where my biggest issue is, though.
Yeah.
Like, my biggest issue is that, dude, you could leave that to him to talk about it, but I mean, definitely the asshole to me.
yeah.
So
Okay. I guess we both agree on that. So we're good.
so yeah.
I think we could leave our special topic for next time
Yeah.
and
we could
let
do that.
our fans decide if they actually. Maybe we could do it alive instead.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, so I
We,
think we did it.
yeah. I do want to say something before.
Go ahead.
I want to apologize because if it wasn't for our cockroach incident, we definitely could have gone a little bit longer.
Yeah,
But we do
yeah.
apologize for that. Hopefully this isn't as crazy long as I think it's going to be.
No, I don't think it's gonna be long. I think it's actually a really good time that we
Yeah.
we spent with each other, and
Yeah.
I had a great time. I know
Yeah.
you guys are gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
with it
We
too,
have some crazy footage here.
yeah,
but
I can't
no,
wait to see.
It's great to be back.
It is
definitely,
great to be back.
Definitely missed you. Definitely missed doing this.
I love that. I missed you too.
Okay. End it there.
So, send in your "Am I the Assholes?" and
Mhm.
also, thank you guys for just sticking with us and doing everything you're doing.
Yeah.
We want to go ahead and reveal that we are going to be putting out our merch designs for you guys to vote on.
Yeah.
So you could tell us what looks good, what's trash, if we need to revise things.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to, I think the live idea is actually going to be really awesome.
Yeah, cool. So we'll definitely use our special topic for our next live. We'll let you know when that's happening.
Yeah.
If I
Yo,
stop
get
hitting the
over it.
microphone.
This has been the JaySquared Podcast. Boom.